This is the 7 phases of owning a Sur Ron. Phase 1, you're just in the market to buy some sort of electric bike that'll be fun and powerful and a reasonable price. And in your search, you come across the Sur Ron. You discover that this bike significantly outperforms any other legal Class 3 electric bike at pretty much the same price, maybe a little bit more. Check it out, this is a Cannondale, only a 350 watt motor, $4,500. The dilemma is the Sur Ron is basically more of a motorcycle than an actual bicycle, but you'd like to believe that maybe you can get away with riding it as a bike, even though you know it's illegal, so what do?
You have your ID real quick?
Yeah, I do. Of course, you buy the Sur Ron because you know it's gonna be a lot more fun and it's what you really want in your heart. Just grab me a Sur Ron Black Edition right here on the end. You took a gamble with the law and you got tremendous bang for your buck buying a Sur Ron.
Are you excited?
No. Phase 2, you've got that Sur Ron and you're having the time of your life riding it. I just want to do a quick first initial impressions. Long story short, this thing is freaking awesome. The top speed is thrilling. You're on cloud 9 realizing that the value you just got compared by all the other people you're blowing by on the bike trails is tremendous. While other similarly priced bikes can only go 28 miles per hour, you're blowing by at 40. The acceleration is thrilling. I think I'm gonna go for it. The range is phenomenal and you don't ever have to pedal, and you have a new toy to explore the city on. So to get to the Hollywood sign, it was 16.83 miles. Took me an hour. You might not have fully realized it at this time, but you just bought a motorcycle and it's awesome. I think my favorite thing about this bike is just the new areas I'm discovering and exploring. One of the coolest things about this is, well, the ability to just kind of skip traffic. So some time passes and you start to get used to the power, and the Sur Ron you once fell in love with, you start to realize there are some discomforts. The seat that comes on this bike is hurting my butt. Honestly, I feel like it's not enough padding, it's a little bit too thin. And there's some relatively inexpensive modifications you can do to fix these discomforts. So what do? First round of upgrades are here. You grab a set of riser handlebars, you install an upgraded seat, and you upgrade the stock pegs. These ones just really dig into your shoe. It's really more comfortable having a bigger surface area. After all, it's just a couple $100 extra bucks, which is a small fraction of the multiple $1,000 toy you just bought, and it's gonna make the riding experience a lot better. Phase 3, you've got your first round of upgrades and you start to really enjoy this toy even more.
What's the speed on that? What's the top speed?
Like 55.
55?
Yeah. Have you guys seen these before?
Oh, Mike, that's it, dude. There it is. It's got a twist on it.
You start really getting out there and exploring further and faster, but now you start to get the itch about what you can do to get even more range and go faster. Perhaps you invest in a larger sprocket to get more acceleration. Oh yeah, front wheel just comes right off the ground under acceleration, not even pulling back on the handlebars at all. Or maybe you get an upgraded chain or some better tires, some better hand grips. And here is the final result with the Shrinko 244 tires. It definitely looks more like a motorcycle with these bigger, beefier tires on than the original ones. But at this point, you realize what you really want is more power. So what do? You start to look at upgraded controllers and upgraded batteries. You know that a 72 volt battery is what you really want, but it's gonna cost you almost as much as the bike itself. So maybe you decide you can just skate by upgrading the controller for about $1,000, you know, get that BAC 4000. And this is gonna give you a significant boost in power if you just bypass the stock battery, which is a little bit sketchy, but you don't care about that. Nothing bad's gonna happen, right? You just want that extra power. Plus, if you ever wanna be able to upgrade to that 72 volt battery, you're gonna need to upgrade the controller anyway. Phase 4. So you buy that controller and you feel the upgrade in power. You're popping wheelies and accelerating faster than ever before, and your newfound controller upgrade is amazing. Once again, you're on cloud 9 and loving the machine that was once a bicycle, now becoming more and more of a motorcycle every day.
That's pretty quick. Let's see if I can keep up with you. This only goes 55.
And while we're upgrading everything else, might as well replace that flimsy bash guard. Wouldn't want to damage the stock motor and have to buy a new one. Boom, there goes the motor. Phase 5. You know what happens. Again, you become accustomed to that power, and you start to realize that the stock battery only has so much to offer. The power of the bike feels incredible at the top of the battery, but you realize once that voltage starts to fall below 80%, you just don't really have that zip and thrill that you had at the top of the battery anymore.
13% battery. I just want to give it like a strong throttle and see what it feels like. Oh my goodness. No power at all in this thing.
You also realize now you can use more power and this drains the battery faster than ever. You realize what you really need is to upgrade to a battery with higher voltage, but it's gonna be expensive. There was a time in your life when you were looking at purchasing a $2,000 electric bike, but you convinced yourself to spend the extra $2,000 to get the Sur Ron. And now, you're looking at spending an additional 50% on just adding a new battery. You start to realize that the bomb between your legs may not be the safest thing around since you bypassed the stock battery. And maybe at this point, you've seen one or two of those fires from batteries erupting inside of houses. And this is just further justification for you to pull the trigger on what you really want and deserve. Phase 6. You spend countless hours on the internet watching 72-volt top speed and acceleration videos, and imagine how amazing your life would be if you just spent the extra $2,500 on the battery upgrade. And you start to look at how much you could sell your stock battery for to offset the cost of the battery upgrade. Bingo, makes sense. You bite the bullet and you make it happen. 2,500 bucks, new battery. That 72-volt battery arrives and you install it and you instantly realize what of a monster your bicycle has become. Your top speed has been boosted from 50 miles an hour to 70 miles an hour, and now you can ride your bicycle twice as fast and twice as far as ever before. Dude, I've got the 72-volt Sur Ron out here in the mountains of Malibu, and this spot I found up here is just epic. You get out there and start riding new terrain and exploring new parts of your city you never knew existed.
Can I get 5 crispy chicken sandwiches? Oh, that dragonfly hit me. So beautiful out here, just Santa Monica Mountains all around.
But then you start to realize the brakes on your bike just aren't quite adequate for the speed you're riding at.
Might be time to check these brake pads soon. This Sur Ron definitely does not have the greatest brakes.
Ooh. These brakes are so sketchy, dude.
Yeah, the brakes are awful. I really need to upgrade to the Magura MT5 brakes.
And maybe that bicycle helmet you're wearing isn't quite suitable for your motorcycle.
It might be a mistake when you're going to the camping store to buy motorcycle gear. Definitely took my feet off there. Not good.
You know the deal. New brakes, new helmet, new gear, and heck, maybe even a suspension upgrade for all the new terrain you can ride on with your increased power and range.
So if you're looking for a suspension upgrade for the Sur Ron, you probably heard about the Fox 40s. Obviously, those are super expensive. This suspension upgrade costs about $700 and...
Phase 7. You're fully immersed in electric motorcycle territory and spend countless hours on your Sur Ron every week. The days of riding a bicycle are long past, and you start to really realize what you're on is a motorcycle. And now you start to contemplate how much money you've spent on it and what else you could have bought with that money. As fun as your new electric toy is, when a motorcycle rolls up next to you at the light, you realize that bike costs half as much and can go twice as fast as yours. And you start to wonder, was this the right choice?
Not as fast as a real motorcycle.
The electric motorcycle you just built costs $10,000 and it'll go 70 miles an hour. But if you do it for too long, you're gonna fry your motor and the battery's gonna die in just a few miles. The bike next to you, not a concern. So was it all worth it?
All right, so let's refuel the e-bike.
Yeah, it was. Drop a comment down below. Catch ya in my next video.